So, so, on Wednesday, as usual, I went to my locals in the middle of Adelaide, a place called Good Games, and we had a 4-rounder, 22-man locals tournament that cut to top 8. Pretty good. However, I decided to make a 24-hour change. Like I made it, like not so much a last-minute change, but I made it like the day before. As people know me from the last 4 weeks, I shelved Guru Control to play Mythical Endymion because I saw Triff's ability in a regional to go 5th place with it. He played like the post-ban list Mythical Endymion on pre-ban list where Striker Orcus was still the best deck. And he just did amazingly well with it, so I decided, screw it, I will invest the $25 I need to invest in to re-update the deck to go and get Crowley and Draco Berserkers of the Tenyi, sorry, Draco Masters of the Tenyi, the Link 3, and a few other cards, and Ignite Reloads, and just try that deck. And unfortunately for me, I have a bad thing in my locals where I have a whole bunch of people playing trap-based decks with main-decked anti-spell fragrance, preparing for the lightning storms that only one person has. Which basically means that in playing Pendulum, I immediately lose to other people prepping for something else as collateral damage. I went about 5 rounds straight, one after the other, over 2 days, where I would go turn 1, lose a dice roll, and be met with an anti-spell, and immediately go to game 2, because I have no way to out it. Because, not opening a Cosmic Cyclone early means I basically lose, especially when it's Altergeist, because any cards you do set, they just bounce back to your hand with Silquatus. So, I decided, screw that, and on Tuesday night, I went, I'm going to play Guru Control. And we went 3-1, and then we won our top cut round. So I am not going to complain with that at all. It was a really good decision to suddenly play Guru. I wasn't the only person there playing Guru Control. There was 2 of us. Both of us made it into top cut, and both of us won our top cut round. Pretty damn good. But the deck we ended up playing, we did a bit of an experiment. It can be Muldog. Again, Anti-Spell is one of those cards. It's a case of if the meta calls for it, it's a good card. It's not so much is Anti-Spell good in Gurus, is Anti-Spell good in the format, is a question that you want to ask. And right now, if you're worried about Lightning Storm, absolutely. It's a good card, because now they're forced to set it. But you have to shotgun activate it in the standby phase to dodge the Lightning Storm. I've considered siding them myself, but right now I've just decided, no need, I've got other cards I can use. So, this was an experiment that I was running. It's a few changes in the main and side and the extra. Because we've had some releases of some newer stuff and the meta is kind of all over the place, I've decided it's a good time to try different things. So going through the deck, everything is kind of as standard up until you get down to the last lines. Urim Restrict, your 3 Guru, 2 Archer, 3 Fiendus, 3 Extravagance, Terraforming, 2 Duality, 3 Call by the Grave, 1 Cave Clash, 3 Hidden City, 3 Final Battle, 2 There Can Be Only 1. Reason for this is a little bit later on. 2 Cosmic Cyclone, the Metaverse, the Mystic Mind, the 2 Judgment, the 2 Droll, the 2 Ghost, the 2 Diddy Crow instead of Infinite Impermanence. Seeing how that would work. And I added in 2 Gozen match. Taking out 1 There Can Only Be 1, put in 2 Gozen, taking the deck up to 41. Because it was an experiment, I wasn't too worried about keeping the deck at 40. I just wanted to see how they would perform, so I teched them in. I'm already going to tell you, I'm taking out Gozen. With the implementation of Shuttle Invoked, it does nothing against that deck. And There Can Only Be 1 also struggles against that deck because it's not all spellcasters. So it's kind of a case of Floodgates right now are really awkward to play. I was thinking of playing Gozen against the Spiral matchup, but there's still ways that they can play past a Gozen, whereas they can't really play very well past that. There can be only 1 depending where you hit them. So they still can, but it's not as easy compared to Gozen. Like if a Spiral a player opens up with Gozen match. So it opens up with Magician's Soul Rescue, and you've got Gozen. You actually can't Gozen them until after they commit half their plays to the board. Because they go Magician's Soul, send Master Plan, Magician's Soul, send Rescue, draw 1, Rescue, summon Master Plan, add another copy of Rescue, make Barricade Ball Blocker, that's dark, ditch the Rescue. You can't Gozen them there, because all they'll do is they'll summon back the Master Plan, and then make Unicorn because it's dark, and move the Gozen then, and then continue their plays like nothing happened, because in doing that, they got another Rescue and discarded it. All you've effectively done is limited down 1 Rescue from their entire combo. That's not enough. You want to be hard stopping them. Whereas if you say There Can Be Only 1 when they tried to resummon back the Master Plan, they can't, because Magician's Soul is a level 1 dark spellcaster. It's level 1 or level 2, I can't remember. I'm not good with numbers. I think it's level 1. So it kind of didn't work even in that situation. My theory crafting of Gozen for even the best matchup, for their best open, did not work. Once I thought, hang on a second, Unicorn is dark, they can still play past it. So I'll be taking those out. I'm actually thinking of taking in 2 summon limits instead. And just saying, well, if I see it going second, not much we can do about that. But if I see it going first, fantastic. Into the extra, we have the Violet Chimera, because we still have Salamangreat as 4th best deck. The 3 Starving Venoms for Dark dot deck. 2 Dragostopalias for Dark Fusion dot deck, heroes mainly. But also, in the case of this, it's also a good way to out the Shadow board, depending on how the Extravagance lands. 1 Mud Dragon of the Swamp, just for those odd rogue boards. The Guard Dragon Armaduke is for the Spiral board, the co-link with Trigate and Apollousa and Double Helix. Get rid of those, make Armaduke. If you don't need that, you can just Mud Dragon of the Swamp it and get rid of the Trigate and the Double Helix. Make a Mud Dragon that way, especially if their Apollousa is only a 2-stack, because then you can just run into it. And Sleeper can't pop the Guard Dragon, the Mud Dragon, because it can't be targeted, because anything of its attribute can't be targeted by card effects, which is always nice. Vision Hero Trinity, this is respecting heroes, because you can infuse away if they go like Malicious Bane, Dystopia, Absolute Zero, or Sunrise, Dystopia, Absolute Zero. You just go Super Poly into Vision Hero Trinity and get rid of the whole lot. Sure, Absolute Zero will trigger popping all of your monsters, but you got rid of all 3 problems with 1 card, plus a discard. So, no issues there, especially if you went Pot of Extravagance to do it and you banished all of your Starving Venoms, it's an option. But you've also got Idaten, the Conqueror Star. Now, let's say they don't have a way to pop your front row. If you keep the Trinity, after this card is fusion summoned for the rest of the turn, this card's attack becomes double its original attack, and it can make a 2nd and 3rd attack during each battle phase, but it can't attack directly. So if they do make a beast board, and you can go Trinity, and it's still there, and they've still got 2 monsters on board, this thing goes to 5k, and attacks both of them, allowing you to play for free. So there is abilities to OTK. Idaten the Conqueror Star is a similar thing. Okay, so if this card is fusion summoned, you can add level 5 warrior from your deck to your hand. Irrelevant. Once per turn, you can discard any number of cards. This card gains 200 attack for each card discarded. Doesn't matter. It's already 3k. Also, when you read the following effect, that doesn't matter. Once per battle during damage calculation, if the card battles an opponent's monster with an equal or lower level, it's level 10, you can make that opponent's monster attack 0 during that damage calculation only. Malicious Bane is level 8. And has no quick effects. So if you take off, say, like Dystopia and Dark Law, because it happens to be level 5, the things here is 2 level 5 or high monsters, you make this, you run it into Malicious Bane, make its attack 0, and kill it. It works. It's something I want to actually test against a hero player. I actually haven't had it come up yet, so the theory is there. It just gives me another extravagance target that makes things awkward, because the best thing about this effect is that it's once per battle. So they have to run into this with a Link monster or an Xyz monster that doesn't have a level that's over 3k. They can do that with the Link 3, but I should be removing that through some other effect. So, something to think about. The new additions added back in 2 constructs for the Shadow matchup. Phoenix, Unicorn, and Abomination, because we added Mind Controls back into the side. Into the sides, 3 Super Poly, obvious, 3 evenly matched. I can't Nibiru here because I can't get over a token if it's too big, and I can't Dark Ruler because I don't break boards. Evenly matched is the next best option. Artifact Engine with Scythe, the only time I sided this in was once against Craig, and of course I saw the Scythe. 2 Lancia, thinking Orcus might still be a thing, or just graveyard-centric strategies, so I've got it in there for respect of those things. 1 Red Reboot, and 2 Mind Control. There is a bit of a mistake here, and I'm glad Muldog's already picked up on it. About round 3, I went looking for Pancratops, and it wasn't there. The side deck was mashed together with about an hour to spare before the event started. I would probably take out the 2 Lanciers for a Pancratops and a Soul Drain. I think might be a couple cards that I would go into. But it was just a mistake. I completely forgot about Pancratops until round 3. Luckily for me, it didn't really come up. I didn't need to think about it. But yeah, I decided to put back in the Link monsters with Mind Control because people are playing some other Link-based strategies. It's always nice, just like Mind Control, Double Helix off the board if they don't have the Negate ready with Trigate or whatever, and just make that into a Unicorn, shuffle away something, or just go into an Abomination because it's bigger than Sleeper, and just start popping all their back row if they or have already used Sleeper's effect. I can start popping like Resort and Last Resort and all this other shenanigans to get it vulnerable. But that is how the deck I was playing. I would already drop the 2 Gozens, probably take in 2 Summon Limits instead, probably end up dropping a Pot of Duality because I hate that card. However, We went into round 1 with the deck. No, I haven't. Round 1. I ended up versing zombies. I went 2-1 my way. The guy was new at the deck. I ended up tutoring him a little bit afterwards. He didn't realize about some effects being, the negations of effects versus the negation of activations being allowed in the damage step. So he couldn't figure out why Fiendish could be used during the damage step. When I told him that, it was kind of like, oh, you're actually good at this game. I just sat down with him and tutored him for a bit. But the second game, he actually had me right up against a corner and managed to solidify me in. Made a mistake of not DD crowing an Netherworld Banshee under Mystic Mine because he couldn't play for 5 turns, but I was so worried about the Boulder Drock that was in his grave that I forgot that he needed a field spell on board somewhere, whether it be mine or his, to get the Boulder Drock out, and he didn't have access to one because I had no Hidden City if he got rid of Mystic Mine. I should have just DD crowed the Netherworld Banshee and it would have been all fine and dandy, but it just completely slipped my mind and he managed to punch through from there. But in game 3, he met Double Judgment and then a Guru board. So, nothing to go there. Round 2. Treasure Panda Exodia. I'm just going to bring up a card that he was running. Target 3 level 2 or lower normal monsters in your graveyard. Special summon them from the graveyard. What happens when you summon 3 pieces of Exodia, use them as link material, then drop this on me 3 times? You extra link me with a Trigate, Negate, and a full Nightmare board. I lost that matchup. 2-1. His favour. And it was the only win he got all day. And it was the only loss I got all day. Try White. Such a good card. A good lesson in hard once per turn clauses should exist on cards that go +2 in advantage. It wasn't Exodia Turbo. It was a Link Spam Turbo using the Exodia pieces. Because you go Treasure Panda, banish a spell, summon a level 1 normal monster from the deck, and you summon the Exodia pieces. And because Treasure Panda isn't once per turn, you've just got 4 spells in grave, you just go 1, 1, 1, 1. I have Exodia pieces. God. And yeah, he extra linked me twice with this board that I couldn't break. It's like, this does things. It helps that he won the dice roll. So, pretty good. Round 3 was against Salamangreat, but it was boneless Salamangreat because he had no access to Synapse Minings. And basically, he never saw Gazelle in any of his games because he also wasn't playing the Red Resonator combo. Because he was just coming back to the game, he bought 3 Soulburner structure deck, or like, he bought the deck off of somebody who had just bought the 3 Soulburner structure decks and the 3 Sunlight Wolves and went, I'll sell it to you for, I think it was like $60. So he ended up with a pretty competitive deck. And I basically told him, if you had Synapse Minings or the Resonator combo in that deck, or both, it would have gone a lot better in his favor. It did go 2-1 my way, but game 3 it was a bloody slog because I opened up all my ways to stop him, but no ways to play. It was like Double Judgment. There can be only one Mystic Mine and Extravagance, and off the Extravagance I drew Fiendus, but no other Subterrors and Cosmic Cyclone. So I just had like infinite ways to stop him, but no ways to play myself. But luckily for me, because he didn't have the Resonator combo and he didn't have Synapse Minings in the deck, he was relying really solely on his normal summon of Buffalo or Foxy, which meant that he had fewer starters in the deck and fewer ways to get to the starters as well. So I managed to take that one. In the 4th round, I end up versing Finch with his Unchained. Abomination of a deck. The 60 card Grand Maju Danger Gizmek Unchained thing. And as is the curse with us when we verse each other, it's either 2-0 my way or 2-0 his way. And I went back to playing Guru Control, and as soon as he saw me go normal summon Guru, half of his strategy doesn't work. I can turn the Grand Majus face down on the attack deck. If he goes into the Unchained Souls of Disaster and tries to link summon with my board, I turn it face down. You can't link summon with face downs, so the effect resolves with no effect. There's a lot of things in that deck which Guru Control just naturally counters in a really awkward way. And unfortunately for him, when he went to his game 2 and decided to go first, his play was normal set Rakia and then pass, as I am holding every single card I need to break him in top deck into Hidden City. So we went 3-1, go into my top cut round, and I end up versing Spiral. I end up seeing a man that I've got some respect for in Tyson, once again. I beat him before with Mythical Endymion, but it did go 2-1. He has a really bad habit of losing the dice roll to me and then bricking game 2, because it went 2-0 my way. Game 1, I opened the Stone Cold Nuts, like Called by the Grave, Cosmic Cyclone, Hidden City, Guru, Fiendus, Pot of Extravagance for the draw, Judgment, and Gozen. Like, just so many cards. So much stuff was going on. He opened Resort, it got Cosmic. He went normal, quick fix, effect, get big red, link into Karibo, big red, target, quick fix, get Called by the Grave. He called game right there and went to game 2. To which he went first. And his turn was Burial Goods, Ditch Rescue, set 2, pass. He was holding Assault and had no way to ditch it into grave to actually use its effect, nor to blow it up. Because he was holding Drone. But there's no point just normal summoning Drone to rig the top 3 cards in my deck, especially when I'm holding onto everything I need to break said board. I end up opening it to like double Call by the Grave, Hidden City plus Fiendus, so I can just search for Guru, I'm good there. Plus Extravagance, and then my draw for turn was Droll. So even if he was going to need to get going on the next turn, it wasn't going to happen. So I just cracked him in half and called it a day. He conceded before we even went to the next turn. His next top deck was going to be tough, and I just looked at him and just showed him like all the points of interaction I had against him. And even though his coach was like, nah, you're fine, I just looked at him and went, he's not fine. He's completely screwed because I'm not going to fall for the baits. I'll let you big red the first one because you have a rescue there. There's no point in me Called by the Graving your big red target when you can just rescue it back out on the chain. I will wait. You can big red the first one. I got no issue with that. Go for it. I'll Call by the Grave your rescue targets. And as soon as I said that, it was like, oh, well, you're smarter than you look. Went, I used to play Spiral. I'm not dumb. I have a brain. I know what I'm doing, kinda, sorta, most of the time. But because of that, it did mean that I won that. So we only played top 8 the one round. If you lose top 8, you get 3 packs. If you win top 8, you get 5. I won top 8, so I got 5. We do have the GG Store Championships running right now. It's a point system, where depending on how high you end up on the day, you get more points. So they play out top cut now. And I decided I couldn't be bothered playing my top 4 round. I ended up against Finch in top 4, and we just dice rolled it to see who would take the points. And he won the dice roll 11 to my 3, and ended up first in Carmen, our top tier Spiral player, in the top 2, and lost to him in no time flat because, you know, winning the dice roll as a Spiral player is amazing. So, as such, good day. 3-1 and win and top cut gives me maximum prizes. Happy with that. Just a little salty that I lost to Exodia Treasure Panda. But that did give me 5 packs. I was tempted to grab Clash of Rebellions because there are Red Ice Fusions in there and super rare. However, we still need at least 1 Lightning Storm in order to justify buying 2 more. Because I'm not buying a set. That's $500. No thank you. I may not even buy 2 more. I may just play the 1 if I pull one. But we have 5 packs of Ignition Assault. And from what I understand, this box of Secret Rare hasn't been pulled yet. So, let's see what we get. I actually do need to see if I can find my hat tricker from the Clash of Rebellions packs that I opened, because it was common in that. And it's like $8. So, AI's Shadow, Resurgent Exes, Megalith Haggoth, AI's Ritual. And we have Ancient Warriors, Valiant Zhang Di. This boy. Especially modelled off of Zhang Fei from Dynasty Warriors. And Marincess Pascalis, the new Marincess card, which I don't think they actually use at all. So, not to worry. Lightning Storm, Conroy. Straight up Lightning Storm. Execution of the Construct. Ghost meets Girl, and Mayakashi's Manuscript. And Water Leviathan at Agnista. Iffy pack. You know, it's only a super rare at the end of the day. Pack number 2. We can't get our OTS packs anymore. They're, our supplier just can't get, our supplier has no supply of them and can't get any supply of them. So 6 weeks after the new OTS was released, we can't get them anymore, which is like tier. Same thing with the set with Magician's Soul. It's sold out countrywide. We can't get them anywhere. Second pack, we have a Donyaribo at Agnista, Shiny Black Sea Squatter, because apparently we need another vanilla level 4 with 2000 attack in 2020. I don't know, I'm not the supplier. I wish I knew. We just don't have any supply of it. Oh, you're fucking kidding. So, context to others, I bought a cross sheep off of somebody. I traded for it. Because he pulled a second one and was really traded off. They're $15 each. And I traded a secret rare Trap Trick because I knew the reprint was coming, but he wanted it now. They'd been like about $15, so it was like even trade, done. Now I have a cross sheep for my Shuttle Invoked, and I've just seen what the normal rare was, like the side of it, and it was blue, and it started with a C. And so I think it's a cross sheep, but we'll get to that in a second. Cataclysmic Cruster Calcifidad, stupid name. Karakuri Crash In, yep, it's a bloody cross sheep. Right after I bought one. God damn it. Oh, well, I've got 2 now. Hey, that's Earth. I thought it was light. Why aren't people running Shakanaga in and Shuttle Invoked already when this is your Earth target on turn 2? Interesting. Big thunk. Big thunk. Paul, thank you for the follow, good sir. And, oh, I was actually looking for this. Dark Templar Ad Ignista. Really sick looking card. Really sick looking card. Whoa. Love the foil work they're doing on these new cards. Good value pull. Actually, that's a good pack. Like, pulling these two next to each other? Not bad. Good is nice. Good spice. Dark Templar, nice. I do have some people that are trying to build adding this to, so I'll post that to them. Then we got a Convalescence Puppet, a Megalith Portal, and an Armory Call. Armory Call, good trap card if you want to play Noble Knights. So it's basically just turbo and equip spell during your opponent's turn. You add an equip spell from your deck to your hand, then you equip it to an appropriate monster you control. Not bad. It's actually not a bad, like, common at all. Alright, so we've had one good pack, one really good pack, and one kind of shitty pack. Pack 3. Not really, because you can, if you get the typical, like, Noble Knight Turbo, you end up on Artorigus with the 3 equips anyway. But it gives you just another way to equip something that isn't a Noble Arm, because you have the quick play spell, pardon me, for Noble Knights, that it's like Noble Arms or something rather, that gets you a Noble Arms equip spell and equips it to a Noble Knight, whereas Armory Call just takes any equip spell and puts it onto an appropriate monster. So it gives you the option of, yeah, it's slow during your opponent's turn, but you just do it during the standby phase, of grabbing, yeah, like Mirror Shield, put it onto Fossil Diner, or grabbing like just any equip spell that isn't archetype specific and just slapping it on a monster, say at the start of, on attack declaration. You know, attack deck into this monster, Armory Call, Mirror Shield onto that monster. They've already attack decked. The board state, they don't get a replay. The battle continues. It's like, it's one of those unique, like, utility card, like, surprise, now you're going to have to deal with this thing. So long as you can find an equip spell that's worth going into. And, like, Moon Mirror Shield is a perfect one right there. Okay, so we have matching outfits. This art. Both players reveal the top card of the deck, and if they are the same type of card, both players add them to their hands, otherwise banish them. Okay. Transkidada, Doshin Ad Ignista. Hey! Earth Golem Ad Ignista. That's the second one. And this was the Ad Ignista pack, apparently, because we also pulled Wind Pegasus. Fair enough. No! We've pulled, like, I think I've pulled every Ad Ignista extra deck. I've pulled Earth Golem, Wind Pegasus, Dark Templar, and Water Leviathan was back here as well. Yeah. Pulling a lot of the Ad Ignista stuff. Not bad. Good spice is nice. Yeah, it was actually, you're actually right, because this is like the alternate target you go into instead of Mud Dragon or the Swamp. And now that I've got 2, I might actually use them now. You could use this against Spiral, because their Earth monster is double Helix, and then you take Apollousa and you go into this. So after this card is fusion summoned, you take no damage for the rest of this turn. If this card attacks a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, this card gains attack equal to its original attack during the damage step only. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can target one side-based monster in your graveyard, except Earth Golem Ad Ignista, and then special summon it. So you don't usually get the second side of the effect, but it's so much just a point of, I'm going to fuse off your double Helix and your Apollousa, I'm going to dump this thing on the board. And if you don't sleeper off the board, this thing is going to attack your Phoenix for 4,600 into 19 and do a lot of damage. It's not going to kill it because Phoenix protection on Code Link, but potential. I think, actually, no, if I remember rightly, because it's one a Cyberse and a Link, yeah, she's not double helix you use, it's Trigate, because that's Cyberse. So, still works. Let's, I think Trigate is Cyberse. Let me just double check. God, it's been a while. Yeah, you use Trigate Wizard, so it actually does break the extra links. You use that and Apollosa and then run into the Phoenix and you're good. Karakuri, Bronze Medal, 9763, Kuna's Mizan, absolutely dumb name, Execution of the Contract. Obsessive Overloop and another Karakuri Gamma Medal, 4624, Shiro Kunishi. Freaking hell, those names are dumb. Ugh. Not bad pulls so far. Not bad pulls so far. I would be happy if I pulled a couple of the, like an ultra rare Plunder Patrol, because they are short printed. Like, it's harder to pull the ultra rare Plunder Patrols than it is the secrets. If I see a secret rare Plunder Patrol, I'll actually be disappointed. AI Shadow, Megalith Experience. Sorry, Emergence. Kononli Duspa Rocket, Transcoder. Literally pulled them all. Fire Phoenix Adignista. Literally pulled them all. Except for the Xyz monster. And Ancient Warriors, Lord Guan Yun. We were just talking about this. Focus up. Do your thing. Do your thing. It's not going to do the thing. It's Guan Yu, basically. But as we said, it's like the Pankratops replacement. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent cannot target other Ancient Warrior monsters you control with card effects. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Best thing about that is that it doesn't tribute. I actually have thought of taking in 3 of these to replace the Pankratops, because it's Pankratops, but no restriction. You don't have to tribute it off the board, and it's 2,500 instead of 26. So, and actually have a defense value. So, something actually to think about. You can turbo more than one of them to the board as well. So, if you have some level 7 overlay plays that you want to do, you can go for it. But you have to make sure that you have less monsters than your opponent to try and use that effect. Yeah, it's not a quick effect, but I don't care about that too much. Like, it's usually just a case of you dump this down, you use this effect to pop a card, and then you use this to run into something as well. I think it's actually good. It might be a case of you go 1 Pank and then 2 of these. If you see the Pank, you have the quick effect. If you don't, you keep the body on board. It's not bad. Time Thief, Chrono Cordia, Time Thief, Startup, and 9 Lives Cat. 9 Lives Cat's actually not bad for a level 9 overlay. The problem is, though, is that it's just straight up eclipsed by VFD. You know, it's okay, but it's not brilliant. That's still perfectly fine, Moldog. Still perfectly fine. In this current format right now, that's more important, unless you're versing Altergeist, but then I'm still sitting there going, why are you citing that in against Altergeist? You know, if they go set 4 pass and they don't, trigger Multi-Faker in hand, you ain't summoning it, so. Last pack, we've got Daruma Dropper, Shiny Black Sea Squatter, Don Yoribo Adignista, Plunder Patrol Shipyard. This is their field spell. If I can get the lighting to work. It actually looks really cool. I'm actually not sure what it does. Plunder Patrol monsters you control gain 500 attack for each Plunder Patrol card in your spell or trap zone. It says specifically spell and trap zone, so it doesn't include itself. You can only use each of the following effects of Plunder Patrol Shipyard once per turn. You can discard 1 card cost, add a Plunder Patrol card from your deck to your hand, except Shipyard. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 Plunder Patrol card in your spell or trap zone, set this card, and if you do, return that target to the hand. I am happy it sets itself, but there's no reason for that. Like, at all. It could just activate it. So, very interesting. Now, I'm going to be honest. I did see part of the next card. We pulled a secret rare, but it's not the one we wanted. We pulled the red Adignista. And Adignista. Not bad card. The secret rare in this is actually very... It's very mild, to put it lightly. It doesn't show up very well because of the coloration. Deep red with the prismatic lining doesn't come up very well, unfortunately. But it is a very good card, and the Adignistas were short printed in this. Almost. Like, legit. Legit. Like, we pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 of the rarity Adignisters from 5 packs. It's pretty good. But a Chi-Chi Adignister. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 level 4 or lower Adignister monster from your deck to your hand, except a Chi-Chi. At the start of the damage step, when your side-verse monster battles, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that monster you control. I don't know why you would use that second effect on an Adignister. I've never seen it actually come up. But it is basically Rhoda for the deck. Normal this, go and add an Adignister from the deck. Pretty good. These pulls, we've had good pulls today. Good value. Hiyari Adignister, Guard Ghost, Obsessive Overloop, and Karakuri Gamma Oil. I don't really care about the commons all too much in this set. I don't think there was a single common in here that was actually any decent except for Armory Call. But that is really good value. I'm unsure as to the value of a Chi-Chi. But I know that like Dark Templar, last time I checked it, was like 9. The Cross Sheep's 15. Now that I've got 2 of the Guan Yus, I can actually think about using that as the go second thing to replace the Pankratops. Actually might be the reason they printed it that way and actually made it ultra rare, right? There's a lot of potential there. I'm actually tempted just to bring up the YuGiOh prices page. Let's have a look and see just what value we pulled from this. I'm very interested. So we got a Chi-Chi. We'll start with what I think is the best one, and then we'll back it up with Crush Sheep afterwards. So we got a Chi-Chi Adignister. Is that the Lindau that I know? Is that the Lindau that I know? Is that the one that I think it is? Thank you for the follow, good sir. Good to see you. So, Edition Secret Rare. Unfortunately, it's not a good Secret Rare. How you doing, Lindau? It's not top tier, unfortunately. It's about $15 in Australian. It's not bad. They need to update their picture, though, because they've still got it in Japanese. But that's a $15 Secret Rare. Fair enough. Not bad. Not bad. Which is, it's going to say a lot when I say that Crush Sheep's also $15. It's gone up. Freaking, it's gone up even further. Crush Sheep is now a $22 normal rare. Fucking hell. The fact that this card, a normal rare, a rarity that doesn't exist in future sets from this point forward, is worth more than the secret rare that I pulled. Think about that. Think about that. I'm doing alright, Linda. I'm actually doing a lot better now after these pulls from these packs. We actually did a really good job today. Like, Fumin, bruh, like, what the hell? Crush Sheep is 22? I actually did a really good trade then for that, because I traded it for a trap trick. So that one of our returning players came back from overseas. Arya is what we call him. And I sold him the secret rare from Soul Fusion. And yeah, it's like, 20. Okay, so it was about right. That for secret trap trick, 20 for 20. Okay, good. It's not so bad. I thought it was worth 15, but not about worth 20. But it's still about even. It's probably why he asked about it, because it's like still about even. Because I never go by the lowest. I always go by the first TCG player I see. So I'm actually pretty fine with that. And maybe. So, but yeah, like Cross Sheep, freaking 22. A Chi-Chi is about 15. I think a Chi-Chi you need them in 3. The reason this one is worth less is because I think it might be run in 2. But the field spell seems to be rarer than these. The Agnista AI land is, I think, about 40. Alright, let's see what this normal rare Plunder Patrol is. It's probably worth nothing. Thank you for the bits, good sir. I can buy 1/10 of an ice cream. I got ice creams in the freezer, it's fine. Plunder Patrol Shipyard. Because they're trolls, spelled double L, and every time they say Yar, it must have three R's in the name. It's like their new version of Fur Hires, I guess. It's about $1. That's about expected. Let's check this Ancient Warrior. Lord Guan Yu, and I'm so using their actual name. It has dropped? Okay, cool. Because I know it was 41 when Craig pulled it. Finch in chat. So, average here for this is about 3. First TCG player one's about $2.50. It's about $2.50. That's alright. Not bad for a I think it's a super rare. Yeah, super rare. So we've got Fire Phoenix Adignista. This shouldn't be much because it is a normal rare. This is the one that everyone's pulling in chasing cross sheep. So if you know anyone that needs a cross sheep vortex, let me know because I've got one to sell now. Yeah, $1.50. That was about right. Earth Golem as a super poly target, it might be worth something, but at the same time it is still a normal rare, so I'm not expecting much. $1.50 again, makes sense. We have a Wind Pegasus. It's actually a good Synchro 7, to be honest. Very tempted to use this off Destrudo. Again, I'm not expecting much because people are probably pulling these looking for lightning storms. Super rare, again, $1.50, makes sense. Dark Templar, on the other hand, I'm expecting a little bit off that. Literally pulled the full Adignista package except AR land. Like, monster-wise, we pretty much pulled the whole lot. That's about 3. But TCG players got down to about 2. That's a little disappointing. Now, the Zhang Day, I know is about 50 cents. Last time I looked. But the Marincess I haven't pulled before. Because it's a new one from this set. But I'm not sure if they actually play it. I'm guessing it's going to be cheapish. Oh, actually not too bad, yeah. $2.80, $3. That's actually not bad. Not bad for a super rare. But nah, like right here. It's about $35 to $40 and 2 cards right there. I'm going to call that a pretty good set of pulls. I am a little disappointed that I had to pull a secret rare that's got the same pull rate as Lightning Storm, but like 1/10 the cost. So 1/10 the value, sorry. So yeah, highlights from that. These 2 cards, definitely a highlight. And just the fact that we pulled 4 of the extra deck from Adignistas in 5 packs. And then Water Leviathan as a common. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad, good spice. But that was a locals recap for this Wednesday, 19th of February 2020 at Good Games. Not a bad result. Not a bad set of pulls.